I interviewed Mr. Criminal
Yeah.
recently, and we were talking about kind of the very significant Mexican rappers and groups and so forth. And when I mentioned Cypress Hill, who we're both big fans of, he kind of pointed out that to the Mexican community, Cypress Hill was a little bit more on the black side.
First of all, I don't consider Cypress Hill Chicano rap realistically. I mean, I know they're brown skinned, but they say like nigga in their raps, and they represent themselves a little more hip hoppy and a little bit more like urban, like black style.
I'll give you that.
The cornrows, the whole nine. Like we don't rock like that.
Like you said, Be Real would use the N word and stuff like that. Whereas, you had more kind of lighter shade of brown, stuff like that were kind of more in the Mexican community.
But do you understand how retarded that is? Like, we're talking about music, you know what I'm saying? Music has nothing to do with fucking race, you know what I'm saying? For people to try to compartmentalize that shit or own it as a race, like, it's retarded. The reason we did that is because we're coming into a music where, like, either you're fucking Chicano rap, either you're Kid Frost or you're fucking trying to be black, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to do either, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to fucking exist.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make music. Like, I'm trying to make music the way fucking Quincy Jones, Sergio Mendes, the way I'm trying to make music the way fucking people create art, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why we never put ourselves in a box. We never let anybody put us in a box, And that's why we told B-Real, like, that was just our principle, because we don't say that word, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's too many people to me that shit was like, you're confused, you're like, be who you are, Doesn't mean you have to say essay or, nah. We don't have to do a stereotype. It just, to us, we felt like that word is because we wanted to make sure that people knew we weren't riding anybody's fucking coattail, you know what I'm saying? But anytime they try to compare us to, Kid Frost, Mellow Mayonnaise, no disrespect to them, you know what I mean? They're fucking love those guys and what they did, but compare me to fucking Wu-Tang, compare me, you know what I mean? When we're walking through a fucking trade show, the Magic trade show in Vegas, and we just dropped our record, and we're walking through the fucking trade show, and there's a Wu-Wear booth, and Method Man and Raekwon, and Method Man's like, oh shit, like, you them psycho, like, when Wu-Tang's a fan of our shit, me and Duke are tripping the fuck out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it goes back to this is like, artist, bro, like, I don't do this for fucking nobody, but myself and my creativity. Like, my brother's fucking brain was in outer space, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad I had him for the time that I had him, but yeah, like, B-Real came in, had to change his, and he fucking changed his whole style up. Like, it was dope, it was dope.
Yeah. No, I mean, so you guys dropped your first album
Mm-hmm.
in '97.
Yeah, and we're off the label by '98.
Right, and you had the gas mask
Yeah.
on it, which is what you have on your jacket right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lean back a little bit so I can see it.
Yeah.
Why the gas mask?
It was a picture that was taken for our album cover, and then Cartoon ended up doing it as a logo, different options.
Oh, okay, Mr. Cartoon.
Put the fedora on it and made it LA,
Yeah.
And it fit what we were doing,
because Cartoon was also messing with Cypress Hill. Okay, so this all makes sense. Yeah.
It fit what we were doing because the music that we do has no filter. We're not, it ain't bubblegum. We're not trying to pretend like we're something we're not. We're not renting mansions to do a music video, It's truth, you know what I'm saying? And, a gas mask pretty much protects you from, all the bullshit. So it had significance. It pretty much just, it fit perfect to what we're doing, And it's a trip because like we're a non-commercial group, We're an underground, what they call underground now. It used to be called hip hop, now it's called underground.
Right.
We're an underground hip hop group from downtown LA, two Mexicans, and we created this moment, with my brother being shot in '99. Less than 2 years after we put out our first album, we created, that's how powerful his shit was, We created this movement, bro, that's now we can rival Wu-Tang, the Misfits, on how many tattoos, like group tattoos we have, and we ain't as commercially publicized as them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll put money on how many Psycho Rums. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Misfits, huge. Wu-Tang, huge. You know, Psycho Rum, they ain't got shit on Psycho Rum. Like it got to the point where people ain't just tattooing the gas mask. They're tattooing my brother's face. You know, they're tattooing my like. We're grateful for that. We don't, you know, we don't ask for that. We don't get any joy as far as like fame. Like we don't care about that. My bare feet are planted firmly on the fucking dirt. You know.
Yeah.
But trip out on how much the people that support our music believe in it so much that they built it and turned it into something, bro, that can rival a fucking machine that was created by commercial, you know what I mean? Like commercial, like radio and media, you know? Trip out on that, you know?
Well, you guys dropped your first album, or the self-titled album.
Yeah.
How did it do?
It did great.
Did great.
But I think I still owe money.
You still don't money.
Yeah, because
that's that major label hustle right there.
Yeah, because it was, you know, shout out to record labels, you know, they're doing good business.
Right.
But
I wouldn't call it good business, but
well,
they do business.
But you know what? For me, it was good because you know I'm not an idiot, you know. So, and this how okay. So it goes back to Biro, right? Biro, you're so fucking dope, dude. Like, so Biro, our first song that we released, you know, professionally was for the Mi Vida Loca soundtrack. It was produced by the Baker Boys, right? And we did that because Biro had a obligation contractually to get us a certain amount of money per year, you know. Oh fuck! I didn't know what a contract was. You know what I mean? Like,
Because you guys were signed to Be Real's production company.
yes. See, so you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So Hits from the Bung, right? So we signed Hits from the Bung, and B Real signed Hits from the Bung to Rough House.
Which is Sony.
So I wasn't signed to So I wasn't signed to Rough House, Columbia, Sony. I was signed to B Real. Yeah. And then B Real does this. Fucking geniuses, dude, bro. People think fucking stoners are nah. B Real, like, this motherfucker did it right. He goes, I'm gonna fund this whole thing, right? So B Real funded all the recording. Before there was a filter, you know. Nowadays there's so much fucking, but it's cluttered with bullshit because there's no filter. You can record an album, do your album artwork on the same computer, put out your shit now, and put that you're an artist on your Facebook page. Now you're an artist, right? That didn't exist before. Studio was $1,500 a fucking day, you know? If you're trying to record an album, it's gonna take you about a month or two to record, so you're looking at 30 to 60 plus grand, you know? We were going to Muggs' house, you know, because he had a 2-inch reel machine in his house, doing stuff there. We were doing stuff, you know, on ADATs at B-Real. But B-Real funded everything. We went to the studio, and even when we went to Rough House Studios and Joe the Butcher and Phil Nicolo, his brother, were mixing, he paid for all that, you know. By that time we had the budget though, you know, B-Real could have done a better job with that budget and shit, but, you know, the fact that he thought about, you know what, because he already knew what was going on, he goes, I'm gonna pay for everything. That way when I turn the record in, they can't tell us shit, you know? Because if they give us the budget, they could have say-so in it. Fucking genius, dude. You know, I'm 18, 19, 20 years old. Like, I don't even fucking know the industry. I don't know what that is, you know? So we did the fucking record. And sure enough, we go to the fucking label, they're like, where's your single? Psycho City Blocks or single, you know, Stone Garden. And they were like, and B was like, it's already done. You know, so they cut the check. Bro, like, it was, everything happens the way, you know, the way it's supposed to happen, bro. If we wouldn't have done it like that, we wouldn't be where we're at, you know?
Well, the album comes out, but then the record label parts ways with you.
No. We part ways
Oh,
with
you
the
wanted
label.
to leave the label.
No, yeah, they didn't know what to do with us.
Yeah.
What's
Because
up?
at the time, they had like Fugees and
Yeah.
more
Yeah, Columbia had
commercial
Nas, and yeah, everybody had 2 songs on their album
Yeah.
that were radio. you know.
You guys had no radio.
It was so obvious, bro. Like, if you go back to that, like 90, 96, 97, like everybody had 2 songs on their fucking album that were radio, because the label was like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were mad that we didn't have those 2 songs on the record, and they didn't know what to do with us. 2 Mexicans rapping, you know. The fact that B-Real was so involved blew their mind. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. That's their fucking star. You know what I mean?
Right. Cypress Hill was going, I think,
Yes.
platinum or something.
Oh no. When we signed with B-Real, they were doing Insane to the Brain was coming out. Bro, we're in the Duke and Resiah are in the fucking Ain't Going Out Like That video. You know, we're the ones fucking like carving, fucking taking the whole out and fucking carrying the body into the like. If you go back, like, that's us. You know.
I was actually in the crowd for the Insane to the Brain video.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
At the DNA Lounge. If you
Yeah.
go frame by frame, you'll see a young Vlad in the crowd.
Well, I'm gonna top you because, you know, I was carrying a fucking brown grocery bag on VR Troopers when I was a teenager, and I was trying to feed my daughter.
Okay.
But trip out on this, like, you know, it was this simple, bro. Like I said, me and my brother, bro, we didn't come into this riding fucking nobody's fucking balls. You know what I mean? Like, we have shit to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't little dick motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, and when we started seeing what was happening, and then B-Real, Cypress started picking back up for B-Real. You know, Sendog came back in the picture, and he started doing his thing. That's his baby. Like, go. You know. But thank you for what you know. And we told him, we're like, hey, the label doesn't know what to do with this. You know, we have no single for them. Can you let us off? You know, let us off. Mind you, we're signed to him, not them. You know, it was as easy as a fucking fax. Chris Schwartz.
So he just let you out of his production.
Chris Schwartz,
deal.
fucking Joe the Butcher. Bro, please release Sagamore. Well, fax back, done. To my lawyer, done. So here we are, independent.
Yeah.
But we just got promoted by fucking Sony's fucking checkbook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just got promoted internationally. This is less than a year after my fucking album drop. You know? So 98, we start fucking recording. You know, January 99, my brother gets shot.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So you guys are working on your second album. I guess you were like a month away from being ready to drop your second album, you and Big Duke. And then January 29th, 1999, a fight breaks out at Tommy's Burgers in LA. Based on what you know, what exactly happened in that whole situation?
There was a fight that broke out in the line at Tommy's, right? The far fucking stand. And so security fucking kicked these dudes out. That night we're at the El Rey Theater, right? And we're supposed to perform there because Delinquent Habits had a show. We didn't end up performing because, you know, there was no crowd. So we ended up kicking it. And the way I remember it is like this. There was a girl that kept coming around my brother, right? And I didn't fucking like her. I didn't know her. I didn't fucking like her around my brother. The whole time I'm sitting there and I'm, you know, every time she came around I felt uncomfortable. So we go outside and I had my first base mom with me at that night, you know, and my brother, you know, my brother's there, he's talking to his broad, you know, my brother Junior and the homie Manny, they're trying to get my brother to fucking go with them because they wanted to go parking lot pimping at Florentine Gardens or something. My brother gets into, you know, he gets into his zone, you know what I'm saying, when he's around women, right? Cool. I got frustrated, I fucking left. So he ends up going to fucking Tommy's with these broads and a couple of homies, and they go and they eat. There's a fight that breaks out. My brother's taking a piss in the bathroom. Security kicks these dudes out, and as they're walking, they start talking shit to one of the homies. The homie's talking shit back, you know.
One of your homies?
They used to go across the street, My brother comes out the bathroom till he's just talking shit. And one thing that we have is, you know, we're good people, bro. We like to, you know, diffuse situations, right? But my brother, the way he looks, isn't, you know, is intimidating at that time, you know. So, fucking, he's walking over there, he got hands in his pocket. It's two fucking dudes, and one of them runs to the car and grabs a strap. Instead of fucking him up, he's fucking pussies, you know. But I'm not trying to judge nobody. But anyway, I'm just mad because of the situation. But they just start shooting at my brother, bro, you know. And it is what it is, you know.
Well, the shooter was a 24-year-old named Robert Gorsey,
Yeah,
who I guess was on parole at the time.
yeah.
And you guys had no idea who this was beforehand.
No, it's some random relation.
It's a random situation.
Yeah, it's just a trip that you know, how we fucking grew up, that it caught up to us or something happened so late, you know.
Right. And this was just
Yeah.
this wasn't any gang shit or whatever else. It was just a random
It was
situation
just
that
two
happened.
fucking dudes that were too scared to fucking fight my brother.
Okay. So your brother was shot in the neck,
Yeah,
and his main artery was severed,
yeah,
which is insane.
yeah. He died a couple times in surgery.
He actually died in surgery a couple times.
My brother's died like fucking 10 times and shit. That motherfucker's stubborn.
Right, because you know, I read there was an interview about him that they basically told him, I don't know if they told him or they told his family that he wasn't going to make it through the night.
Yeah.
So are you around during this time? I mean,
I was there.
when the shooting happened. Were you in the area, or
No.
you had already left?
No, I left. I left with my baby's mom. There's an alley in the back of my house. You know, and I was it's not even an alley. It's like a driveway with all the garages and shit. But I'm in the fucking car, you know, and I'm making love to my baby's mom, bro. And when we walk into the house, her mom's taking care of the kids. Her mom fucking runs to the door and she's like, "Hey, shot your brother in the face." And I'm like, "What?" So I went from Whittier to fucking Tommy's in Rampart. I got there in like fucking 15 minutes, bro. I was going like 120, you know, in a beat up fucking Maxima and shit, because I spent all my money on that house. But I got there, bro, and all I seen was a river of blood, you know, going down. And I was telling the cop, you know, "Where's he at?" And they were like, he was trying to question me. And I'm like, "Dude, where the fuck is my brother at?" He was at county. So I go to county and fucking, I get to county, bro, and when I walk in, they're wheeling my brother out. And he has these big old fucking, like scissor pliers coming out of his neck. You know, they're clamping his fucking artery. They're wheeling him out. When I got there, that's what I seen. And I was tripping the fuck out, you know.
Were you crying at the time?
Oh, that's my brother. That's my older brother. You know.
So you were just bawling.
I wasn't at that time. I was in shock.
Yeah.
I called my dad. You know, my mom answered. I don't want to fucking tell my mom what's going on because I don't want to give my mom the news. Where's my dad at? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Oh, está mi papá. Está mi papá. They're asleep, bro. It's 3 fucking 4 in the morning, you know. My dad gets on the phone. ¿Qué pasó, hijo? Balacearon a su hijo. They shot your son. He goes, "Ya sé. Ahorita voy para allá." I didn't tell my dad where we were at. My dad just fucking shut. The night before, my dad and my mom were watching the news, and there was a guy on a gurney the same way. And my dad told my mom, "Mira, Marta." Como que si estuviera viendo tu hijo, like, as if I was watching your son. My dad called the night before, you know. Mm-hmm. My dad told us what we were going to do before we did it, you know. Mm. He's one of them guys.
Okay, so your brother ends up making it.
Made it fucking past Superman,
yeah. Yeah, but he was paralyzed from the neck down.
I was there when he realized he was paralyzed, yeah. He got shot in the arm and he fucking tripped out. Like he didn't feel it.
You were right there when he realized the severity of what had just happened.
Yeah.
And how did he react?
We were talking, and a nurse came in to give him a shot, and he was talking to me, and he kind of, mind he's paralyzed, bro. He can't move his fucking head. The fact that he can't move his head and he didn't realize it trips me out, which means he was on pain meds, right?
Yeah.
And he looks, his eyes turn, and he sees a nurse shoot him in the arm, and then he's talking to me, but then he shoots his eyes right back, and he just got stuck on that. And I knew what I knew what he realized. So he's sitting there, and he just fucking got stuck on it, bro. And that's when he realized that he was paralyzed, you know. And he shut down, bro. It was tougher to see that than him fucking getting wheeled out with pliers out of his fucking neck. You know what I mean? Because he's conscious and he knows what he has to deal with. You know, it's fucked up.
Well, the shooter, Robert Gorski.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that guy.
Well, I just have a question. He was charged with attempted murder. Was he convicted?
I don't want to give that guy any light.
Okay.
I don't deserve shit.
As your brother starts, you know, as the drugs start to wear off, and the full situation really starts to formulate in his head. Did they tell him essentially, you know, this is the way you're going to be for life, or was it more of like, well, you know, you could do some physical therapy and something might change, or?
Well, imagine this. Imagine you're a fucking man, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine you're a fucking powerful man, because my brother was the shit. My brother was a fucking fool, you know. Motherfucker had fucking, women loved him, people like men, people like, everybody loved my brother. He's my dad's son, you know. Imagine going from that to now people are talking around you like you're a baby, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Changed his whole fucking life, bro. And in the beginning he was suicidal, you know. My parents.
He talked about that in the interview.
Yeah, my parents.
As I think most people would be.
My parents are the fucking shit, dude. Like my parents are. I constantly tell my parents that, you know, my dad thinks he's a fuck up, you know, because he's the way he is. My mom's a saint, you know, but well, my parents, like, my mom went and studied nursing. My dad quit painting cars and went and studied nursing, you know, to take care of their son, bro. Like,
Right,
know?
because, you know, he's going through these emotions where he's suicidal, but he can't actually commit suicide. Yeah. Because you see what I'm saying? How fucked up that is on so many different levels.
But he can let go.
Can he?
Yeah. One of the last times I was on tour, I think it was a year ago. When was it, Rod? Like a year ago? It was a year ago, bro. I came back from Europe. They didn't want to tell me that he was sick. You know, my brother's stubborn, bro. He's a fucking mule, right? He's a brick wall. He doesn't go to the hospital. He doesn't like to go to the hospital because he's always fucking hustling. My brother works more than people with fucking 2 legs. Which is fucking stupid. And I was telling him, like, your stubbornness is fucking retarded because you spend more time in the hospital trying to recover when you could just go to the doctor, handle what the fuck's going on with you. Because, you know, his body doesn't work 100% like ours, you know? So sometimes they gotta hook him up. And he ends up fucking pushing it to the limit and going to the hospital when he's fucking almost dead. You know what I mean? When he's fucking blue and purple and he's fucking bad. So my parents didn't want to tell me. You know, one of my baby's moms told me, like, have you talked to your parents? I'm like, no. So you don't know about your brother? I'm like, what about my brother? You know? Oh no, call your parents now, motherfucker. Like, tell me. Tell my brother. So I got back, I go to the hospital, he's there. He was already there for a week. That motherfucker, like I tell you, he died like, these motherfuckers died like 10 times minimum, you know? And I'm talking to him like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know, like, he goes, you know what? He goes, I was ready to go. He goes, and as I'm going, he goes, I start thinking, if I die, my daughter's not gonna have a dad. He goes, and then I was like, fuck that. Like, he control, you know what I mean? Like, he's not alive just because of my mom taking care of him. If Christopher Reeves had my mom, he'd still be alive, you know? No disrespect to Chris, but, you know, but Duke's not just alive because of my mom. He's alive because he's a stubborn fucking bastard, you know? And that's why I love that he cares about shit so much, that he's so passionate. But I'm not surprised because if you listen to his fucking music, bro, this motherfucker created something in less than 2 years. He left a legacy in less than 2 years. You gotta remember, my brother wasn't performing with me since I started, you know? He jumped in late, And then when my boy dropped out, it was me and my brother. But he was so fucking ahead of me, bro. Like, he's always gonna be my big brother. I'm always gonna fucking look up to him. But this motherfucker left a legacy in less than 2 years, bro. Incredible, bro. The shit that he did, bro, is so fucking dope, you know? There's so much passion in it. There's so much energy in it. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking or how that happened, but I don't even think he knows how, you know? Because I talk to him sometimes and I'm like, how did you come out with that, you know? But this motherfucker, like, he is, bro. Like, you know, he's an incredible person, man. He's the strongest fucking person I know.
Yeah, man. It's a very sad story, but you know, the fact
It's
that
not
he's
a sad
actually
story, though.
well, I mean, the fact that he's
Yeah.
you know was able to take that situation
Yeah.
and actually turn it around, because I understand that he actually replies to the people's emails, and he handles the business for Psycho Realm, and you know, like the merch and stuff like that.
We all do, you know. But I just don't like to use the word sad because, you know, I don't want to make it seem like, you know, I don't want to belittle the situation. Like, it's a fucking great story, you know. My brother's a strong person, you know, and what he created and where we came from and our whole story, bro, our whole family story is a beautiful story, you know. And I just don't want to use the word sad to describe it.
You know, and I think, you know, I was reading one of his interviews, and they asked if there's anything that he regrets, you know, before being put in this situation. And he said he wished that he had, you know, when you guys were traveling, that he had actually experienced the countries, the foreign countries more, you know, when he could, as opposed to just sitting in the room and getting high and drunk or whatever else.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I think that's an important takeaway for everyone who's watching this is, you know, as someone, I've been to like 30 countries, you've probably been to more than that, you know, as it's so important to travel and see the world. You know, all these people who are watching this who have never been outside of their city or whatever else, you guys are really missing out, you know, and take it from someone who is in that situation. And that's the one thing that he said he wished he had done more.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think, you know, I think us going to Mazatlan every year helped us survive Pico Union, you know? It helped us think outside the box. We're already different people, you know. My dad's a different person. Like, you know, you grow up in a community. As a young kid, if you're paying attention, you start recognizing. But it does suck that my brother didn't get to enjoy what we created, in a sense, you know. That's why it means so much to me when I do local shows, you know. And I was upset that he didn't, you know, he got sick and he didn't make it to the last show that we just did. Because I enjoy having him on stage with me, like, just to see his face, like to see him fucking looking like he just wants to jump out of that fucking chair, you know? You gotta remember, bro, like, the chemistry between siblings is unrivaled, you know? The way me and my brother connected, it didn't fucking matter who was around. It didn't matter if, no disrespect to B-Roll, it didn't matter if B-Roll was on a record, it didn't matter who DJ'd first, it fucking didn't matter. It was all about me and him, you know?
Yeah.
So to have him on stage, bro, is a beautiful, it does. When I'm on tour, bro, we talk about it all the time, you know? It sucks that he didn't get to fucking enjoy this shit. You know, he got tour in South America with B-Real, but he didn't get to enjoy the shit, you know? And it sucks because he's a fucking huge reason why we are what we are, you know? And it does, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, you know?
Yeah. But he's still a father to his kids.
He's a fucking machine, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robocoping that shit.
Exactly.